Welcome back to Mac Music Review. Today we're doing something a little bit different, and I already have a video which I will link in the description, the best movies of the 2010s. Today I decided to talk about the best movies of the 2000s because some really amazing movies came out in the 2000s. And in this list, I'm not going to include any honorable mentions, literally just talking about what I think are the 6 best films of the 2000s. And I'm not ranking them. These are just 6 of the best films of the decade, not ranked. This is the order I'm saying them in is just order by release year. With all that being said, let's just hop right into it. Spirited Away is a absolutely magical film. There has never been a film like Spirited Away, and there never will be. This is one of many Studio Ghibli movies that are elevated to the highest possible. People absolutely love Studio Ghibli movies. They're some of the highest rated movies ever made. They're undisputedly the highest rated anime movies of all time. And this one is known as their best, and I don't think it's their best, but I do think it is easily one of the best films of this decade, and just a completely, wholly original, just magical. This is a magical, wacky, insane, fantastic movie. I'm gonna cheat here because I know I needed to include one of the Lord of the Rings movies on this list, but I was like, bro, they're all equally good. Like, some people say, The Two Towers is the lowest rated one, and people are like, yeah, The Two Towers is, they're all fantastic, but The Two Towers is notably less fantastic. And I wouldn't even say that. I think these movies are equal in quality, and they're all some of the best films ever made. Easily the best trilogy, well, not easily the best trilogy of movies ever made. John Wick trilogy is extremely strong. The Toy Story trilogy is extremely strong. And then Toy Story 4, that's not part of the trilogy because that's the 4th one. But also, that's easily second best. I would say that's the second best trilogy ever made is Toy Story. But, Lord of the Rings, absolutely incredible movies. Just insanely fantastic. Peter Jackson, just unbelievable. Best book adaptations of all time ever. These movies are incredible. This next film may be my all-time favorite movie. I know in my review of, my other video, I talked about The Secret Life of Walter Mitty, and I said that was my favorite film of all time. But it's between The Secret Life of Walter Mitty and The Incredibles, because The Incredibles is just, no other movie makes me more happy to watch it. No movie I'm this actively happy and I'm just enjoying myself so much with a movie. The script in this movie is fantastic. The setting is fantastic. The action is fantastic. Characters are fantastic. The whole thing is insanely smart and the whole thing is just very funny and very clever and just so meta and so, it's aged so well, because now, the world is obsessed with superhero movies. And this was a superhero movie when superhero movies were all campy. All the live-action superhero movies, no one took them seriously, except for some of the Superman movies. But even then, they were, not taken seriously. And this was a movie that kind of took itself seriously, but also kind of made fun of the genre. And it's just brilliant. There Will Be Blood. This film is not a fun movie. Not at all. This film is very, 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 very good. It's extremely high quality. The acting, Daniel Day-Lewis is in this movie. Paul Dano is in this movie. Both give career-defining performances. They both absolutely knock it out of the park. This film is like Joker, a descent into madness, but this one is a descent into madness caused not by society, but by capitalism. It's literally a guy pursuing the American dream of getting rich. It's a guy that wants to get rich, and it shows how far he goes into getting rich, from the lying and the deception, and how he just deteriorates into this awful person. And it's a movie that makes you feel horrible after watching it, but it is honestly one of the best films ever made. this is an amazing movie. Pixar has done it again. Yes, I have 3 animated movies in my top 6 movies, which is really a top 8 movies because there's 3 Lord of the Rings movies, so it's really more like a top 8 movies. Anyway, WALLE is the best sci-fi film ever made, in my opinion. It's an environmentalist movie, which automatically should make me hate it because that stuff is just drives me up the wall. It's so stupid, in my opinion. But excellent movie. Animation is really, really great. Storytelling is really, really great, even without using many words. This movie is a picture of humanity. It's a picture of life. It's a picture of the future. It's a picture of AI, I guess. But it's so much more. It's about love. This is ultimately a love story that transcends humanity. It's amazing. WALL-E is something else. This is a truly fantastic movie. The last film on this list, of course, is the best superhero movie ever made, and that is The Dark Knight by Christopher Nolan. With this film, to me, Christopher Nolan cemented himself as one of the all-time best movie directors. I think this film is just absolutely incredible. It's extremely intelligent, extremely entertaining, has one of the best movie performances of all time. While I personally liked Joaquin Phoenix better as Joker, that was really due to what the movie was and due to the script, because Heath Ledger didn't have that much to work with. He is the main villain in this movie, but there's no attempt to humanize him in this movie. The movie is, because Dark Knight is not about Joker. Joker is about Joker. This movie is not about Joker. He's just a character in it who Heath Ledger absolutely destroyed it. This is one of the best movie performances of all time. It's amazing. This film is awesome. This is like the most awesome movie ever. This is such an awesome movie. And that's it for the list. I think one really interesting thing about this list of the best movies in the 2000s I made and the best movies of the 2010s is that in my best movies of the 2010s, I had no animated movies. I had one honorable mention that was Your Name, which is an anime movie, but I didn't have any animated movies in the top 5, which I thought was really interesting because I'm such a huge fan of animation. Like, I love animated movies. I love cartoons. Even, like, stuff on, like, the Disney Channel and stuff on Cartoon Network, and then, like, stuff on Adult Swim, adult cartoons, South Park, stuff like that. I just love animation. I've always loved the animated art form. And I just thought the 2010s were just not as good as a year for animation, which is surprising because animation has gotten much better in the 2010s. I think animation is like higher quality. It looks better. But we had 3 truly fantastic, and not just these 3. There's other amazing animated movies that came out in the 2000s. I'm drawing a blank right now, but I know there are others. And the 2010s did have a bunch of really great animated movies, but I just think the 2000s were just it was a fantastic decade for animation, for animated movies. The best decade for animation. So overall, I think the 2000s is probably a better decade for movies. But anyway, thanks for watching the video. Tell me, what are your favorite films from the 2000s? Do you agree with my list? Do you have any strong agreements or strong disagreements? Please let me know down in the comments. Thank you for watching the video. Have a great rest of your day.